Duplicate emails are a terrible experience for users. They can also impact your domain reputation and affect deliverability. But how can you ensure that emails are sent only once when using a REST API? Or how can you protect your application from accidentally triggering the same request multiple times? That's where idempotency keys come in. Here's Cisneros to explain what that is.
An idempotent operation is an action that you can perform more than once with the same input, and it always produces the same output. And importantly, it also avoids repeating whatever side effects were triggered by the original execution. So, for instance, let's say a customer takes an action like purchasing something, and you want to send them an email with the details. If the request to send an email fails or some kind of error occurs, idempotency here means that you can make the same request a second time without worrying whether or not the email was originally sent or about sending duplicate emails. The email here will only be sent once, even if your retry logic kicks in, because resend will check for a unique idempotency key before actually sending the email. Again, you can perform the same action with the same input and will never repeat the side effects. Idempotency is crucial for building reliable applications.
So now that we know what idempotency is, let's talk a little bit about how it benefits you. Here's Anna to share more.
Idempotency impacts reliability, reputation, and resources. Idempotency dramatically simplifies retries for failed requests and helps you write resilient, self-healing applications. You can safely retry actions when you encounter errors without duplicating the side effects. Sending duplicate emails can also impact deliverability. Duplicate emails can cause spam complaints, or in the worst cases, blocks. In extreme cases, you run the risk of mail bombing someone. For a dev, that's often yourself, with unchecked internal alerts. Then there are the obvious benefits, like not using up your quota on duplicate actions. Yes, that means using idempotency can save you money and the embarrassment of sending duplicate emails with resend. So win-win.
Okay, with the theory explained, let's bring in João to talk more about how idempotency works with the resend API.
Let's look at a simplified walkthrough of how resend processes a mail. When resend receives a request, we check if it includes a valid idempotency key header. If it does, we check if we've already processed a request with the same theme and payload. You can format your key however works best for you. But here are a few requirements. Keys can only be 256 characters max and must be unique to the email. We store the keys for 24 hours, so you can retry the email safely during that time. If the mail has already been sent, we return the original response quickly from the cache. Otherwise, we send your mail and store the response in the idempotency cache.
We support idempotency keys in our API and across all of our SDKs. Now let's turn to Chris to guide us through a real-life use case.
When you send emails using resend, include an idempotency key header with a unique string ID. Here I'm using the Node SDK for resend. Like João mentioned, the key can be only 256 characters long and should be unique to this specific email. While you can provide any valid string, here are a few best practices. When possible, include an event type along with a unique ID. For instance, if you're sending out an email connected to an order, you could include the order event along with the ID of the order. If you're sending daily notifications, include the date as part of the key along with the user ID. Importantly, for idempotency to work, the key must identify exactly one unique email you'd like to send, so it's important to avoid a few patterns. First, don't hardcode strings without unique identifiers, as only the first email will send. Every other email that uses this hard-coded string will only return the cached response from the first send. Second, for idempotency to be effective, you have to attempt the same email to the same address with an identical key. So also don't use a random UUID for the same email, as this essentially is the same as not using idempotency keys, since the next call will include a different UUID.
Idempotency gives you more control, makes your apps more resilient, and saves you resources. But when should you use it? Transactional emails like notifications, order confirmations, and account creation emails are perfect use cases for idempotency. Each one of those emails should only occur once, and adding an idempotency key makes your whole flow more resilient if errors happen. We're excited to bring idempotency to resend. Thanks for watching and happy sending!